Hey there, John Chorby here from ReallyEasyGuitarLessons.com, and in this video lesson, I'm going to teach you how to play the guitar solo to Time of the Preacher by Willie Nelson. So this lesson was requested by YouTube subscriber and commenter Just Sam S. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I think it's Just Sam S. Anyway, he watched my Time of the Preacher strummy video lesson and requested the guitar solo to the song. And so I had some time this week, and here it is. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to first demonstrate how to play the thing all the way through. So I'm going to just play along with it at 80% speed, do the whole thing, and then I broke the solo down into 8 or 9 separate licks. So I'll walk through each one of them one by one, show you how to play it, and give you some practice tips on how to implement all of this. So let's get started. Okay, here it is, the whole thing at 80% speed. All right, let's go one lick at a time. So the first one is going to look and sound like this. Let's just take a listen to it. I'm going to slow it down a scooch. So that's always step one when you're learning solos and learning licks and stuff like that. You want to make sure you get it in your ear first. So hear that little melody, ba 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 ba, da 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 da. Okay, and where that is on the guitar, we're going to go to the high E string of the 7th fret. I'm going to pick 7, pick 9, hammer on 9 to 10, then pick 9, pick 7, slide to 5, and pick 5 again. Then we have lick number 2. Sounds like this. I start it here. Let's take that first little part. Da 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 ba ba da da. Okay, so that's the 5th fret of the B string twice, 6 of the G, and then 7 of the D, 7 of the A, 4 of the A, open A. Now, I'm not a finger stickler. I don't really care what fingers you use as long as you get to sound good, but I am using my first finger, my 2nd finger on the G string, 3rd finger on the D, 2nd finger on the A, and then the 1st finger when it goes to the 4th fret. I believe Willie plays with his thumb and his fingers on this. I'm using a pick. So whichever one is easier for you. So that's the first half of lick 2. Well, not the first half, the back, the first part of it. And then it ends after you do the da-da. It's open A, 4 of the A, 2nd fret D, 2nd fret G, and I'm doing that with a rolling motion. So I pick the 2nd fret of the D more on the tip of my finger, and then I roll it over to the G. All right, so you don't want to do like a jump, right? If you find yourself moving your finger like that, you want to start doing the rolling technique because it's very common and very useful. So the whole second lick. And then, it probably behooves us to do lick 1 into lick 2. So let's do that. So a quick word on some of the theory and strategy behind this solo. It's a lot of chord tone soloing, meaning that, Willie's paying attention to what the chords are, and he's playing notes and arpeggios inside of what the chord is. So I'm not going to go into a whole detail on this. If you want more information on that, check out my blues guitar soloing roadmap course, where I cover different types of soloing strategies. Obviously, this is more of a country song, but the principles of soloing are pretty similar no matter what genre you're in. You want to be paying attention to what the chords are doing and having strategies to create sounds of that genre. So if you like bluesy soloing stuff, I go over that in detail there. In this song, like I said, he is playing to these simple chords, using little triad shapes, little arpeggios, and creating melodies with them. That whole first part, right? So he's walking down to the A. That all those notes right there, they're an A major chord, right? It's all the notes of a major chord, and even up here, right? Those are all just little arpeggios. So if you want to study that stuff more, check out my blues guitar soloing roadmap course. All right, let's get back to the playing of the song. So I missed this one little end part here of lick 2. Let's take all of this now. So that last part that I missed there is up on the B string. I'm sliding 7 to 9 of the B, and then picking 7 of the E. Okay, so the whole lick 2. Lick 3 sounds like this. Ba ba da 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 da. Okay, so we're up on the 9th fret. I would use your ring finger to roll D string to G string, and then index finger on the B, and then ring finger 9 of the B, a little half step bend, and then pick the note unbent, and then pick it, and then bend it, and then pick it. Ba ba da 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 da. If you've never done bends before, something I also cover in my blues guitar soloing roadmap course, you want to use more than, especially on an acoustic guitar, you don't want to use one finger to bend. If your finger is on the 9th fret of the B string, put your middle finger, at least your middle finger, on the fret behind it, so on the 8th fret of the B, and use both of those fingers to push the string up. The string bending motion, you want to use more wrist. If you find that when you're bending strings that your fingers are going flat like that, that means you're using too much finger strength to try to bend it and not enough wrist. So bring your thumb over the top of the guitar like this, and when you bend, make the cowabunga motion, right? Whatever the surfers do, I don't know what that is. But you turn the wrist. You want to move your wrist in it. Again, watch out. You do use a little bit of fingers to do it, but if you find, again, that your fingers are flattening out when you do it, you want to bring your thumb over the top and just use more of a wrist motion. Okay, and lick 4 sounds like this. Okay, so B string 7, 9th fret, G string, and then I'm going to take my middle finger and I'm going to slide 7 to 8, and then pick the high E string of 7 twice. Da ba da 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 da, and then that little pattern where you go up a half step with your middle and then skip over to the high E string with your index. You're gonna do the same thing. on the 5th and 6th fret. So we have da ba da 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 da. Same idea, but slightly different chord form now. We're gonna go slide 3 to 4 and play 4 of the E string, and then do the same thing on the 1st fret and 2nd fret. Let's play lick 3 and lick 4 together. Cruising right along to lick 5. This is probably the trickiest one in the end of this to get it right. I don't quite do it exactly like Willie does it, but I get kind of close. So let's listen to it. Ba ba da da, ba ba da 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 ba ba da ba ba da ba ba da. Okay, so up on the B string, I'm gonna use my middle finger to do this. So I slide 7 to 9 on the B, and then on the high E string, 9 to 7, I'm using my ring and my index. Da 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 da, and then you repeat that. Do it again, and then at the end of the 3rd one, G string, kind of palm mute the D string. This is where it's kind of hard to get it exactly like Willie does it. And then this little lick he does. What you want to do is you want to make like a bar on the 7th fret of the D string. Okay? Bar on the 7th fret of the D string. And when you're barring that, you want your first finger to mute out the A string. So you get a muted note, the D string, and then use your middle finger to catch the 8th fret of the B string. And then do it again, but change the last note to the 7th fret. That's why you want a bar, because then you don't have to make any crazy finger movements. And then the last one, you hit the G string. So it's mute, D string, 8 of the B, mute, D string, 7 of the B, mute, D string, 7 of the G. And you want to try to upstroke that high note. Da 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 da. Okay, it's tricky. All right, so when you had all the together, you get da 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 da, ba da da da, ba da 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 da. All right, moving to lick 6. Let's take a listen to it. Okay, so you just come up to here to an A chord. So that's what your fretting hand's doing. And you just go open A, ba da da da. That last note, it's short, da 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 da. And then you're gonna move up to the 5th fret. 5th fret of B, 5th fret of E, 5th fret of B again, and again it looks I'm using a bar rolling thing. And then the 6th fret of the G. Back to the B, bop, E string. Got a hammer pull. And then ring finger slide 7 to 9. All right, here's lick number 7. Okay, so I got a pull off on the B string, ring and index, 9 of the G, da da ba, jump your finger over the D, and then use index finger on 7 of the A, ring finger back to 9 of the B, pick that once, twice, and then with a bend, unbent, 7th fret. And then lick 8 is very similar to an earlier lick, where you're gonna go ba-da-da, right? That's the slide 7 to 8, high E string. Do the same thing on the 5th fret. And then the end of it, I'm doing 4 of the G, 4 of the E, middle finger, ring finger. And the same thing on the 2nd fret. Okay, let's take a listen to that so you get the idea of the rhythm. Do-do-ba, ba-da-ba, bo-ba, bo-ba. And then the finisher, the lick 9, the end of the song. You just make an E chord. Ba da 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 da. So you just make an E chord. He mutes that G string, but if you play the actual note, I don't think it's the biggest of deals. Ba da 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 da. Change to an A. Change to E. Take a listen. Boom doom da. Boom dum dum dum. Boom dum ba. Boom dum ba. Boom dum dum dum. All right, that's the whole solo. So what I would advise is do what I just did. Go lick by lick. Take one lick at a time, get it in your ear, figure out where you play that lick on the guitar, repeat that at the slowest speed possible until you're comfortable and you don't need to look at the tab to play that lick anymore. You can repeat that for each lick in the solo, right? If you want to do lick 1, then lick 2, lick 3, go through them one at a time, that's fine. But inevitably, you're gonna have to start joining licks together. So I did that a couple times in this lesson where I did lick 1, then I did lick 2, and then I played lick 1 into lick 2. So you want to do that. Start working on the transitions in between those two, and then once you can do the whole thing, to really work on your feeling and your timing on this, you want to be playing along to the recording and slow it down. So if you pull it up on YouTube, you could adjust the playback speed, slow it down so that you bring Willie down to your level instead of trying to match his at the speed of the recording. And then for the added bonus, if you create a little backing track or find a backing track for the song where the lead guitar is removed, and you are responsible for the soloing part. That's the most challenging thing that you could do, but that's when you know that you really know it. So that's the order of operations that I would take. A lot of fun. This is a cool little solo. It's not that hard, but there's definitely enough tricky things for the novice that could trip you up. I know I can't really match all of the phrasing that he's doing exactly, but if you get close, it still sounds good. It's still a lot of fun. So that's it for this lesson. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like and subscribe button to get more videos like this. If you are a beginner or intermediate guitar player and you are totally lost, confused, overwhelmed, not sure what you should be working on, head over to reallyeasyguitarlessons.com/quiz where you can take my free guitar practicing assessment. I'll ask you a few short questions, and then based off of your answers, I will tell you what your top practicing priorities are. You could find that at reallyeasyguitarlessons.com/quiz. It's totally free. Results are delivered instantly. Again, reallyeasyguitarlessons.com/quiz. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you next time.